Buenas tardes. Veo al... Bien, pero hoy voy a hablar en inglés. No, yo veo esa clase muy internacional. Bien, tengo unas media hora, ¿no? Half an hour, so I will talk a little bit faster. At least Professor Kim explained very well of Asian method, so I will save time for that. Okay?
That's why I took so long.
Thank you. So, was Korea part of Silk Road? What do you think? You think? Yeah? So we will see. Korea was an active participant in the Silk Road. As you saw the map, the Asian map, Korea was the last part. And then you see the Silk Road began from the Constantinople. Now it's Turkey, Istanbul. And from there, the people traveled all the way to the China, and most maps of Silk Road didn't include Korea. So many people thought that Silk Road ended in the Chinese territory. But later we will see there are also other maps which include Korea as the Silk Road. So this map does not include Korea in the Silk Road. See another one. You see also it's from Rome, in Italy, and then through the Eastern Europe, and also through the Arab countries and upper part in the Central Asia, and arrived to China, but it ended in the Chinese territory. It did not include again Korea. And this one also, and also you see through the blue line, this is a sea route. So all these merchants found many different routes. So see again, Korea. Now this time, not through the sea, through the Manchuria, and arrived to the territory of Korea. But this time, one of the port of China just crossed. This is a Yellow Sea, and arrived to the port of Korea. And from there, also, well, in other part of the coastal area of China, also went to Japan. So this is a sea route. There is evidence that Korea and Japan were included in Silk Road. Who arrived to Korea through the Silk Road? People who arrived were mainly Arab merchants. And then through the historical record, we found even during the Three Kingdoms period, which is a very early age. You see the Three Kingdom period is 57 before Christ. And then this is 668 is when Shilla first united the Three Kingdoms. So in this period, already the Arab merchant arrived in the Korean Peninsula. And many products of, for instance, even from Rome in Europe and Central Asia arrived directly to Korea or sometimes through China. Some of these Muslim traders, they remained in Korean territory and established families. In one episode is in Korea, once was subjugated by Mongols, and then we have to accept our kings accepted Mongol princess as a queen. And when these Mongol princesses came, they are not coming alone, but they come with helpers for the aides, people who can help the princess. And then one of the person is named Samga. He married to Korean women and decided to live in Korea. And then we traced back, and then we have a family of this Samga. Then the king even gave him Korean name. This is Chang Sonyeong. And then he got married, and after 25 generations, his clan is named, the family name, we have always Kim part of Busan, for instance, or Kim Hae. Then this clan, the name is Toksu Chang. Then they have 25 generations. These are tombs, royal tombs, or royal family's tombs. Now it looks like really tombs because it's cleaned, and between tombs there is a space. But after the fall of Shilla, and then next dynasty was Goryeo and moved to capital, and then Shilla, little by little, in a period of downfall. And then all these tombs, the space between the tombs were full of trees and bushes. And the people didn't know these were tombs. So people lived between the tombs, thinking they are hills, little hills. But later historians found out these are tombs, and they excavated, and they found treasures. So many tombs. For instance, artifacts from the tombs of Shilla. When I saw this thing once, oh my goodness, our ancestors, they were really talented. It's so long time ago, in 6th century. But unfortunately, it was brought by Arab merchant. It was because it was found from Shilla tomb. So I thought it is the Korean one, but actually it was brought. Yeah? Because they found a very similar one, almost identical one, where in where is that? Hermitage Museum in Russia, and where they found this in kind of tombs is Kazakhstan, in Central Asia. The first one, just previous one, I saw you will find a similarity in our jewelry. See, this is found from Shilla tombs. These are crowns, and the left one was found from Shilla tomb, and the right one was found from Afghanistan. And these are found from Shilla tombs, but you see these things in museums here. It is a Roman glasses. So how could it arrive to Korea? It was found in Shilla tomb. Somebody brought, right, through the Silk Road. we had one really good businessman. His name is Changbogo during Shilla Unified, and he controlled the sea between Korea and China, Yellow Sea, and also between Korea and Japan. And he really made a lot of money controlling all the sea route, the commercial route. So the business was really flourishing, so he even established his own Shilla community in the coastal area of China, and also there were even hotels for the merchants from Shilla who arrived to China to buy things and bring back to Shilla. And even they had temples for the people. That means that there are so many number of the merchant arrived to this coastal area of China. So they have a Shilla hotel and temple for people from Shilla. It's really, you can see the size of commerce at that time. Now, I will explain you the name of Korea. Okay? Origin of the name Korea, the modern English name, is derived from Korea dynasty period. And all these Arab merchants arrived in Korea, the Korea dynasty. But you know, in Korea we have so many vowels. It's hard to pronounce. In Spain there are only 5. So this merchant could not pronounce Korea, and didn't pronounce Korea. Korea. So it remained until now. So you cannot deny that Korea was not part of the Silk Road, because in the 10th century, name Korea was given by Arab merchant. See? Okay. But I have very few minutes left. So, but there was some period the Arab merchants who arrived in Korea. There were and then communities, Arabian communities in Korea. But in Joseon dynasty, some kings, especially King Sejong for Korea, is a really great king, but he ordered a decree against this Arab community. Before they had special privileges, but they just excluded the privileges. And further on, there was no more records on this Arab community in Korea. We have Korean official development assistance to Central Asian countries. You see, Uzbekistan, so the blue part, and Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, with all these countries, we have this cooperation. Korean way, we have a modern Silk Road through culture. Before the European and Central Asia, probably the culture artifacts we have seen maybe were advanced. But now, you saw this, right? Gangnam Style is very popular in Central Asia. And then since we have economic cooperation with these countries, also, you know, these countries import the modern Korean culture. You know, all this girls group and, you know, dramas, Koreans, is very popular in these countries. So, they do Korean Culture Festival in these countries, and the Korean government cooperated. So it's a new Silk Road through the culture and through economic development with this country. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Any questions?
I'd like to know something about, it's not related to history, it's from now. I'd like to know if, for example, I, as a Muslim, can go to Korea to live, and for example, being a teacher in a university wearing this.
Maybe Professor Kim can answer you better. If she is asking me, she as a Muslim with this hijab, can she go to the college and live in a Korean society without problem? Is it?
Yes.
We are very friendly to global people. You don't worry about the hijab because even in Department of Korean Studies, there are two Malaysian girls. Nurul always wear hijab and attend the class.
Okay.
There is no problem.
Any other questions?
I have one question about geography because I studied a bit of geography in Korea, and I thought that it was three kingdoms: Shilla, Meche, and Goguryeo. But then Palhe also.
Yeah, part. They say the Palhe is independent and not from the Korean peninsula, but the people who established the Palhe dynasty is part of majority are Goryeo people, Goguryeo, and also part is from China.
But that is not time that dynasty place.
Yeah. After collapse of Korea, after collapse of Goguryeo, one Goguryeo general established, build the Palhe. So the elite class, including king, come from Goguryeo. But the people, most people come from China.
Any other question?
One more question for now of the Korea. Do most of people in Korea have their religious belief or not?
We have actually four, we say four religions, but actually one is philosophy. First, shamanism, because our primitive immigrants arrived from northern part, Mongolia, Siberia, in Manchuria, and then when they came to southward, looking for warm temperature, they came with their belief. The shamanism was the first religion, and later through China in the 4th century, Buddhism arrived. Buddhism and Confucianism arrived more or less at the same time. But first Buddhism flourished in Korea and later Confucianism. But Confucianism is more, I would say, ethic and also codical. This is to administration of government and also education. And later Christianism. Christianism arrived late, but it's really powerful in Korea now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Culturally speaking, if you have to define Korea with just one thing, what would it be?
Culturally speaking, it's a mixture. Like the big culture flow to small cultures, like in Europe, Latin Greek cultures dispersed to other European countries. But it's not only each country is Greek and Latin culture. It enriched or combined with the authentic or the autochthonous, the culture already you have. So the Korean culture happened the same thing. We had our own, like shamanism arrived with the primitive immigrants, but later it entered the Buddhism, Confucianism, and then the culture is created through the combination with the history. And also it's very important the geographic situation, because through this geographic situation you get influence of other culture from the neighboring countries. So with the combination, we cannot say only with one word, Korean culture is so. It's a combination of many different cultures through all history. Okay.
For a long time ago, China recognized Korean people has a very talent to play and fun and dance.
What I can say is, Korean people are considered Latinos en Oriente. Very, very extrovertidos. Sí, eso sí.
Gangnam Style.